Hey everybody, welcome. It's Dr. Gold with Inspired Stretch here to do a fun, loving yoga class. I think we need it. It's been a crazy year, but the great part is you are still here. You survived 2020. Let's survive 2021 and enjoy. So I have a question for you first, and then we'll get moving. Just kind of roll those shoulders back as we're doing this. Let's take a nice deep breath in. So my question to you is, who wants to be on medicines for the rest of their lives? Anybody? Of course not. But why are so many people taking medications? 70% of Americans are taking medicines, so are our kids. They're on it for depression, anxiety, ADHD. It is crazy. And then we have so many seniors, about 50% of seniors 65 and up are on 5 or more medications. Now, do these medicines actually get us well long term? You can ask yourself this question. When do we typically see a doctor? When we're sick or when we're well? You got it. When we're sick, usually. And what do they usually do for us? Yes, medicine. So that makes sense. That's why so many people are on medications, because they're getting it from their physician. And that's what I'm taught in medical school. When I went to school, I was taught to make a diagnosis and give my patients a medication or refer out if I didn't know or get a study. But for the most part, it was pills. And we oftentimes were not taught find out the root cause, figure out the root. And then let me just share a quick story. So my sister and I were at Busch Gardens in, it was hot, Florida, in the summer, and she told me, Tanya, do you have a Tylenol? And I said, Jazz, what's going on? And she goes, I have a headache. So summer heat, Florida, what do you think might be going on? Yeah, I asked her, I said, Jazz, did you drink any water? Mm-mm. Did you eat any food? Kind of knew the answer, but no. So what do you think? Yeah, dehydration. That'll give you headaches, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, not eating. Yes, we can get really bad headaches. What do? We do oftentimes ask for that Tylenol or take it, ibuprofen or whatever, and it can help the symptoms. But again, we're not treating that root cause. Same if you go into see the physician for pain. I'm having back pain, neck pain. Oftentimes they'll give you a pill or headaches. I'm not saying this is wrong, and I don't want you to suffer. I get it. I've prescribed medicines for my patients. But the big picture is, are we still looking down beneath the surface, delving deep to figure out why you're getting headaches? If the medicine helps, is it going to help you long term? And then looking at side effects. This is something I just found out, which I was really baffled by, but never learned this in medical school. But the root word of pharmacology. So pharma, if we think of just the actual definition, OG is study. Pharma is usually drugs or medicine, which we know, we've heard of that. But what is the actual root word of pharmacy or pharmacology? Well, looking it up, and this was according to Wikipedia, and I looked up their sources coming from Tufts University. It actually says it comes from the ancient Greek word pharmakon, which means poison. So there you have it. So do pay attention to what you're taking, especially long-term effects. And many patients say, Dr. Gold, I'd rather have the actual disease than all the side effects I read about it. And I hear ya. My goal again is to get you off medicine if possible. If you need to be on medicine, of course, there's a place for medications, but couldn't we complement it with healthy substitutions and also delving deep, figuring out root cause? Okay, so let's take those nice deep breaths in. Oh, and exhale out. So another question I have for you is, how do you define health? How do you define health? I know I'm making you think a little bit, but it's important. How do you define health? So when I usually ask my patients this question, they usually tell me mind, body, spirit. I feel good. I'm not on medications, absence of disease. I feel healthy. That's all good and dandy. I think it's wonderful. But have you ever heard of somebody feeling fine and then dying of a heart attack or a stroke or having something serious happen to them? And I'm actually one of those folks. I was fine, and all of a sudden I got severe arthritis in my neck, severe pain, and a condition in my eye. I was diagnosed with Lyme's disease. So one day I was fine. The next day I was on medications, having to go to doctors, get blood tests. They wanted to admit me. One of my neurosurgeons with my neck said I was one car accident away from paralysis. So scary stuff. I mean, again, appreciation of our health. But the idea is health is not just a feeling, it's actually how your body is functioning, functionality. So you can feel fine, but if something is brewing and your body's resilient, this is another question I ask. How do you know? Like if you're sick, say you have liver disease, are you going to feel that? Until it's almost 60% dysfunctional, you will not feel that. The same with different organs. That's why people, keep going. And somebody said, "Oh, they're healthy," and then all of a sudden they dropped dead of a heart attack because their heart was not fine. It's resilient. It's trying to hang in there, hang in there. But all of a sudden, it's kind of that triple threat, or think of the straw that broke the camel's back. All of a sudden, it can't handle it, and then it goes under. But you don't have to wait. The nice part is there are functional medicine tests. You do need to go to the right physician or the right person who's educated in this to help you. And it can be an integrative. I say doctor, but there's nurse practitioners out there, there's PAs, there's medical doctors getting trained in this. It's not a routine test. So if you just go to your doctor and say, I got my thyroid checked, my cholesterol, my blood sugar, that's nice. It's good to get it checked. But if your sugars are high, why are they high? Yes, you may say, well, I'm eating a lot of sugar. Okay, so reduce that. But sometimes it's not. I've had patients have diabetes and they say, oh, it runs in my family. What tends to run in the family is lifestyle more often than just genetics. So what we're actually finding is could be your hormonal imbalance that raises your blood sugar. It could be cortisol if your cortisol's off. But if you don't get that checked, you're not going to know. People say, well, maybe it's my melatonin. Well, are you getting that checked? Toxicities, getting your toxins checked. No, I'm getting on my little platform, but it's so important. I want patients to get well long term and not just guess. You go to the health food store and you're like, oh, I'll take this supplement, but you're not actually identifying what nutritional deficiencies you have. And the nice part is you can do it. You don't have to guess anymore. So if you're ever interested, you can just message me. I'm happy to give you more information. Again, my goal is that you seek care, you get answers, and never, never, never take everything just as is. If your doctor says this, it's okay to ask why. If I have headaches, why am I having headaches? I know you're giving me maybe say they mention you have an infection, giving you antibiotics. Okay, what is my infection? Because if it's a viral infection, you don't need antibiotics. That's for bacterial. And steroids, we know that depresses the immune system. So if you're getting it for pain, is that going to help you in the long term, especially if you're at risk for osteoporosis, because it can weaken muscles and bones. If you're at risk for ulcers, which can increase your risk for ulcers and kidney damage, because I've seen some diabetics get steroids, raises their blood pressure. Now, again, there's a time and place if you can't breathe or something serious. Again, big picture, let's treat that root cause. You get well, and then you can also get off those medicines. And that's my passion. That's why I've been so successful with many patients, getting them off meds. I do med reviews to help folks because sometimes they're taking a medicine they don't need anymore. And they have actually changed the guidelines. They don't recommend primarily taking aspirin for primary prevention of heart disease. That's changed, especially in the older population, because we know aspirin can thin the skin. It can cause bleeding. We don't want you to fall and hit your head and then you start bleeding out. It can also lead to ulcers, as I mentioned, kidney damage, even sometimes cause swelling in the legs, which is not good. Okay, so we're going to raise those arms up. Good. Reach, reach, reach. Big smile here. This is that time for gratitude, appreciation. Exhale. Good. Let's reach up. Gaze up. Big smile. And then exhale. So I want you to, another question. Where do you spend your time? Is it up here? Or is it on your phone? Texting, texting, texting. And remember, when we spend time here, which is common, I've done that before too, we tend to hunch shoulders. So pay attention. Can we place our phone somewhere up, opening up? Because if we're crunched, it can actually round the neck area. It can round the spine and we can start shrinking. The other part is those lungs, that lung cavity, the thoracic cavity can actually get compressed. So the lungs sit here. We want to open up those areas. So we have 3 lobes here, 2 lobes here. We want to open up as much as possible and really breathe in, allowing that diaphragm, which is a nice muscle underneath those lungs, to move. And that's where that belly movement is so important. When we move our bellies, we again get more air. We can feel better, more oxygen to the brain, the heart. Let's reach. And the rest of the extremities can help with muscle spasms, headaches. Okay, let's rotate all around. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, we're going to stretch out some of our hamstrings. So remember, tight hamstrings can cause tight back. So if you have a little bench, you can use it, or a chair. If you do not, you just extend your foot along the floor. You're just going to raise the leg up if possible, point the toes up. Now, if you're not able to stand, you can be seated, extend the leg, and we're going to reach our belly. So notice my spine's not rounded. This is rounded. If you're not sure, rounded just to feel. And lift up. The chest, shoulder blades back down, shoulders down away from the ears. Rock those hips. Rock those hips. Good. Tap the foot. Tap the foot. Wave the foot. Hello. Mwah. Give your foot a little kissy, kissy. Mwah. Give your knee a little kissy. Mwah. We're going to bend the knee. Open up. Open up. I want you to extend those arms. Again, some gratitude here. Notice my toes are pointing up. I'm engaging the shin as well. So working those muscles, the front of the lower leg. And then we're going to reach back, twist. I'm going to turn away from you now. So turn toward that extended leg. Feel the hips reaching back. A little bend in that knee. So don't hyperextend the leg. Just a little bend. Place your thumb in the crease of the hip. Reach back. So I'm reaching straight back to extend and lengthen the hamstring. Spread your toes. Feel the pinky toe reaching towards you. Oh, that feels so good. Don't force it. Oh. It doesn't matter how far you go. The most important part is you're present. You're doing your best. Now remember, your pose is going to look different than mine. In yoga, everyone's like, I'm not hyper flexible or super flexible. It's actually the complete opposite. If you're not flexible, that's why you should do yoga or stretch, because it reduces injury. And if you are flexible, you don't want to overstretch that muscle. So sometimes I have people that are, hyper flexible and they're double jointed and they do all these stretches. But if you kind of force your body or really push it down, it can actually tweak those tendons and stuff. So really good idea. Again, finding that healthy balance. If you haven't stretched in a long time, that's okay. Start slowly, little by little, it can actually build. And doing something every day makes a huge difference. Throughout your day would be really helpful. And if you sit, try to get up and move. I have a standing desk, but I still need to sit at times. I don't like to stand all day long. It's a little too much to my joints. But I have a pad that I stand on and a little rocker. So that helps. It's like a petty bond that helps release those hips. So we're going to reach the other leg forward now. Oh, that feels good. And notice one side is usually different than the other. Our bodies are not symmetric. We tend to have one area. If we're going to have pain or something going on, it tends to be on one side more than the other. That's just how things go. And remember, your body, if you're going to get injured or something happens, it'll go to the weakest link. So if something is weak or hurting, it's usually that time to pay attention and really strengthen it. For me, it's my hip right now, my left hip. So I've actually been working on some leg extensions and just working with the left leg to kind of play catch up with the right. So I'm really working to strengthen that left leg. And when I do my leg extensions, I just do with my left leg right now, just to strengthen it. I'm doing both after a bit, but really honing in on the problem child, if you will. Okay, we're going to bend that knee. I'm going to open, so I'm going to face away from you for a moment. And then bend forward, big smile, cheesy smile. There we go. Open up again. And then reach here. Oh, good. Put your thumb in that crease. Rock, rock, rock. Spread your toes. Good. Feel the pinky toe reaching towards you, lifting the kneecap. Oh, that's so good. We're going to reach out. Notice rounding the shoulders. Roll them back. Lengthen. Hands on the thighs and press out. So create an L with your body. Hips back, head forward. Good. Tuck that chin so it reaches the back of the head. Lengthen the back of the neck. Lengthen the front of the neck. For my feet, I'm actually raising my toes up. So lengthen the balls of the feet. Lengthen in the kneecaps. That'll protect your back. Good. And now we're going to do some micro movements. Oftentimes we feel like we have to do some big movements. They have to be, and then our bodies are like, what are you doing to me? Sometimes the smallest movements can have a huge impact. Just think of the butterfly effect. So just tiny, tiny movements we're going to do right now. I want you to bend your knees. I'm literally just rotating on the inside of my hips. So you may not even barely see me move, but I want you to visualize this moving around the spine. Just micro movements here. Very, very small movements. You can see my back. I'm just gently engaging these low back muscles, just low. Gentle movements. And then we're wiggling the hips side to side, just a little side to side. Feels so good. Circle in the other direction now. Nice big. Oh, good. Breathe. Shake the body. Remember, no bad days when we're shaking and having fun. Again, I know it's a lot of crazy stuff, but I read this quote that really helped me is what you focus on, you create more of. What you focus on, you create more of. And it's good to ask, what am I focusing on today? Or better yet, what do I want to focus on? Have that up. You can create a little mantra of, I can do this. I am going to overcome. And even if moments of craziness happens or just kids are screaming, the laundry needs to be done, the house is a mess, take a moment. It's okay. Sometimes I did this morning, just organize my bathroom. Just one area that I can go to, even if the house is all chaotic, go to one area and just breathe, smile. Sometimes it's just you need to get outside, get some fresh air and look up. I love the expansiveness of the sky, even if it's cloudy, even if it's cold. It's just to me, it's air, it's fresh air, and you can get that into your lungs. It feels so much better. Because if you've actually, and generally speaking, look at studies, depending on where you live, the outside air is generally much cleaner, even inside our homes with HEPA filters and all that. It's just because it's open. Now, if you live near a power plant or something, you may want to move. But the idea is trying to bring in good, wholesome air and nice, deep breaths. So when we're breathing, we're opening, creating space. Again, creating healthy outlook, perspective is everything. So how are you looking? Are you looking through this little narrow tube or are you looking at the big picture? And if you don't like your life, things are not going well for you, change it and understand you are not stuck. You do not have to be where you are. I'm reading this great book, excuse my language for a moment, but How to Be a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. And she read another book, How to Be a Badass. And I just love that word because for me, it's about being strong and healthy and working the mind. Let me share this with you. Hopefully it doesn't read up backwards. Is it read? Yeah, good. Strong mind, strong body. Strength. Yes, it comes from within. So does our health. Don't minimize your impact. You matter. And remember, one voice can make the huge difference. Don't be silenced. As you're getting healthy, you're finding out the functional medicine tests. Remember, I mentioned toxicities. You can check if you're building up toxins. I shared a story a while back about a gentleman who couldn't walk. His doctor said, I'm so sorry, it's hopeless. You'll never walk again. He was in his 20s. He didn't buy it. He said, I need to find another doctor. He did. And they worked him up for toxicities. He had aluminum buildup. Now, many of us will be exposed to aluminum and our bodies will be able to detox it, get rid of it, but he was not one of those folks. So after he got chelated, he got treated naturally. He was able to get rid of the aluminum. And now he's able to walk. Incredible. But there's other things that build up. You can build up mercury, lead, tin. I had a patient with tin toxicity and she just felt so fatigued. Remember, some of these things can affect your thyroid. So you're seeing your doctor, they're treating your thyroid, but why are you building or having thyroid nodules? Why are they growing? Are you eating a lot of shellfish with iodine? Are you, basically feeding your thyroid to grow? So it is good to pay attention to what we eat, contaminants, and then again, not just guessing, but measuring for nutritional deficiencies or toxicities. How is your gut functioning? Are you actually absorbing the nutrients that you're taking? Is it inflamed? Is there a parasite or something else we need to be aware of? If your muscles are spasming, is it actually coming from the neck or could it be coming from your back, knees, or ankles? I had hip pain. I actually realized it was coming from a weak ankle. So I started strengthening my ankle. So just the body's complex. I get it. You don't have to figure out this all by yourself. There are physicians, there are healthcare providers out there that can work with you, help you. And you want somebody who's going to listen, sit down with you, spend the time, that wants to hear your story, that cares about you. You're not a number. You do matter. And make sure you get your answers. Don't make it okay to just, keep getting a pill month after month without figuring why your blood pressure is elevated. Why is your sugar elevated? What's going on? You deserve that. One of my patients had migraines, and we actually worked on what was going on with her. She actually had magnesium deficiency. So we're able to, again, she saw 20 neurologists. They just never tested. Remember, when you do a routine magnesium test, just in a routine panel, it's going to usually come back normal, because most magnesium is actually in your muscle or your bones. So you have to do a specialized magnesium test to see if you're deficient. But that said, a lot of people could be, and some patients say, "Can I try it?" Of course, high quality brands. You want to make sure, because if you get something that is not adequate for you, and then dosing. That's why sometimes that I do recommend the testing, because you're not guessing how much you need. But if you're not able to get the testing for whatever reason, it's worth at least trying that and see how you do. And then the glycinate, malate, those are better forms, and Kirkman is a good brand, but there's a lot of good brands out there that I recommend. Okay, good, shake, shake. Good. Okay, let's circle. Now we're gonna make those circles a little bigger. If your back is pretty tight today, tiny circles like a corkscrew, and then gradually make them a little bigger if that feels okay for you. Just little circles. Now bigger if you can. Oh, that feels so good. Now rotate those arms, one arm back. Follow that hand with your eyes. Let's strengthen our vision. There we go, gazing up, gazing nearby. Look at your thumbs. Gaze out in the distance, far away. Good, look a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Oh, a little bit closer. Good, see something beautiful. Open up. Again, big smile. Give yourself a big hug, big hug. So a lot of my patients have said, "Dr. Gold, I miss hugging you." I know I miss it too. So I'm giving you a virtual hug right now. I'm giving you lots of love. Mwah. Big kisses. Open up those arms again. Another big hug. Oh, rotate those elbows and the other way. Good. Good. So we are going to be starting to come down. One more stretch. This is kind of my go-to after the end of the day when my body's all achy or tired. If I've been standing a little too long, I forgot to sit for a moment or stretch. This is a go-to. Go-to stretch to release that low back. So we're going to extend our arms. Again, you can place it on your thighs if you don't have a bench or a chair. If you have a chair, you can place your hands on the high top of that chair, the back. Or if you have a bench, you can place your hands down a little bit lower. Walk your feet back. And I just want you to gently press down with your hands, but feel a weight in the heels. Spread your toes, lift up the toes, balls of the feet, bend your knees, and feel those hips reaching back. Stretch out that low back, relax your neck down. Try not to round, just feel the hips moving back. Thank you. We have a special guest today. My little Drewy, my prince. So gently reach back a little bit more. If you have a partner, you can place hands over hands. And then just gently stretch. I know. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, now we're going to go diagonal. So if you have a partner, just hand to hand diagonally and open up that arm. Reach back as you're doing that. Oh, stretch, 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 stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Wave to your fans. Give them some big kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Switch sides now. Oh, deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate. Oh, reach back. So feel those hips reaching back. Weight is in the heels. Reach. Raise those kneecaps up. The arches. Press your hand down. Anchor down. Good. Big kisses now. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good. Come back to center. Rock those hips. And we're going to bend the knees a little bit more. So your hips sink down just to where the knee level is. Rock those hips side to side. Gently walk your feet in towards your hands. Gently come up, little Kundalini spiral, rotate. And we are going to slowly come down to the ground.
Good timing.
You picked it, just perfect timing. So again, if you do not sit on the floor, you're like, "No way, Jose." You could actually sit in a chair. That is totally fine. If you want to remain standing, if you sit all day, you're like, "I just want to remain standing," 100% do that. So find what feels right for your body. This is your time to embrace the stretch. Breath of joy right now. Let's inhale, and we're gonna ha 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 as we come down. Inhale. So let me show it to you first, and then you'll repeat after me. So we're gonna do a nice inhale, and then we're gonna exhale with 3 ha ha ha. So inhale, ha 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 ha. I did a little bit more. That's okay. Inhale. Do it one more time. Inhale. Okay, let's go to Utkatasana, chair pose. So sit, sit, sit. Again, you can sit into a chair if you want to work the pelvic muscles. It's really good in stretching out the back to hover above the chair. So don't just sit down right now. Hover, hover. So if you can see, scroll down, just look at my feet for a moment. There we go. My toes are lifted. I know I'm wearing black socks. My toes are lifted. My knees over my ankles. And then if you're able to, I'm going to slowly, 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 slowly come down. If you notice, I widen my knees. If this is too intense on your knees, that's okay. Just slowly come down to the floor the way you are able to, or to a chair. We're going to have our little, my prince next to me. The other Dr. Goals, Professor Goals.
Was my favorite
part. And he lies on me, that's fine.
It's so comfortable.
I know. So this is the time to come to your comfortable position. You may say, is Dr. Gold, is it okay if I lie on my back? Why not? If you're on your back, feel free to bring your knees into your chest, just rocking those knees side to side. Stretch out that low back, smile. Big smile here. Good. Yay! I love it, I love it, I love it. Mwah. And then circle in the other direction. Deep breath in. Long exhale out. Oh, there we go. I'm going to gently bring both knees all the way over to the right side. Good. Very, very good. Feel a nice stretch in that low back. You feeling stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Good. There you go. Inhale. Now, if you're sitting doing this, you can just gently twist to one side. Inhale. And your next breath, gently twist over to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, on your next breath, we're going to slowly come back to center. We're going to open up the chest, fingers behind you. Good. Look, gently look up. Bottom lip over your top lip. We'll work our under. We're going to do bottom lip over the top lip. And then gently move the chin side to side. Just gently pulse. Pulse that bottom lip up. Big smile. Good. So what we're doing, remember that turkey neck for Thanksgiving. We don't want to bring that turkey to for the new year, right? We want to tone those muscles. Remember, when these muscles are toned, reduces our headaches, or it basically opens up those neck muscles. Because remember, if these muscles are loose, it can kind of just, there's no tone to it, can pull our head forward. We don't have strength there. So as we strengthen these muscles, it can hold up our head more efficiently, and we can actually engage the back of the neck muscles less, so we don't have to work so hard. So bottom lip over the top lip one more time. Let's engage the patellar muscles, the front neck muscles. And just hold it, bottom lip up. You should feel a nice tone in that muscle. Good. And I've seen people, women, just tap here, but that's, in my mind, doesn't really do a whole lot. But actually strengthening and stretching, it does. And I've actually seen people who do these exercises daily, a few times a day. I would say about probably pulsing up 10 times, 3 times a day. Those muscles start to get engaged. Just like any muscle that's worked, it can get stronger. Okay, it wakes you up as well. Better than a cup of coffee.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, that's my opinion.
Oh, your hands are cold.
Yeah, your cold hands will wake us up too.
Cold hands, warm heart.
Warm heart, thank you. Okay, so another big smile here. Ah. This is that time to let go, reflect. If you have trouble sleeping, having trouble falling asleep, or trouble staying asleep, this mantra can help to calm you down, relax you. I am calm, I'm relaxed, and I am sleepy. If you just keep repeating the same thing, you may just get bored and go to sleep too. But no, the calmness of that, those words, also paying attention to caffeine. I wouldn't making sure if you're sensitive to limit the amount of coffee or bang or energy drinks that you have in one day or sugar, because we know that can keep us awake as well. And then mental stress. So working from the beginning, once you wake up, first part of your day, throughout your day, of letting go of stress. So it doesn't build up. Just think of, you have a cup and you start filling it with water and say that was a stress. If you keep filling it, you don't unload any, it can just start to overflow. And then we can feel overwhelmed, and that can make it harder for our brains to shut down. So instead, we're going to calm it down now. Start it off right with some nice deep breaths in. I am calm, I am relaxed, and I'm sleepy. Now, if you're starting your day in the morning, you may not want to say sleepy. You can say, I'm alive and awake. If you're doing it at bedtime, then you'd use the second, I am sleepy. So I am calm, I'm relaxed. I'm calm, I'm relaxed.
Oh, excuse me.
If you're starting your day, I'm wide awake and alive. I feel great. I am calm and relaxed. And I feel great. If you're lying down, we're going to gently start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Roll to your right side. And just gently come up to a comfortable seated position. I know. I just feel like cozying up back into bed. When it's cold weather, I just want to put the comforters over me. I hear ya. I hear ya. Sometimes we got to start the day, right?
No,
but we
don't.
can start it off right. Oh no.
You can work from bed and laptop.
That is true. You could work from home. I've seen folks.
If you're working from home, just stay in bed, keep the laptop on you, and there you go.
I've seen people with just like a nice shirt and then everything below is pajamas or just whatever.
You don't want to see what I look like off camera when I'm teaching online.
If you're working from home, enjoy
I am fully
it.
clothed. Some people aren't, but I am.
But making sure you're getting outside, getting some fresh air. If it's cold, just dress up, put the proper clothing up, lather up the body with warmth. Hot showers, warm tea. But I actually, at the end, even the cold weather, I do put a little cold at the end, and I'll tell you why. So remember, when you have heat, it actually opens up those blood vessels, but when it's cold, it contracts a little bit. And if you're achy, it helps with the achiness as well. It just wakes you up. So the movement of those blood vessels open and close is actually good for blood flow. So again, don't do anything you're not supposed to do, but if you want a little pick me up, this is my coffee too. Yoga, stretching. I do wheat grass, and I also do cold showers. No caffeine. Oh, yeah. Well, he's on hot shower. So you know what? I do both sometimes. All right, cutie. But I do like cold showers. Okay, I know I'm in the minority. Okay, so hands together to your heart. We're going to lift up that chest. This is that time of gratitude, appreciation. So I want you to think of one thing, at least. There's probably more, but at least one thing that went well for 2020 for you. I'm gonna say family. Got to hang out with
my wife.
Yeah, that was awesome. Got to hang out with my kitties. I got to hang out with good people, lovely people, and connect. We actually, even though it was on Zoom, we connected with more family members this year. Typically, we see them once a year for the holidays, but otherwise, and it's quick. How you doing? How things going? This time, we actually got to spend an hour. You okay? Okay. So for now, to close, I just want you to bring in that gratitude. We're going to bring our thumbs to our forehead for guidance, wisdom, for knowledge, appreciation, down to our lips for kindness, kind words. So speak what you want today. I want to have a fabulous day. I am feeling awesome. I will feel awesome. If you're nursing any injuries or illnesses, it's okay to say I'm in training for great health, for well-being, mental well-being. Or if you have trouble sleeping, know it's temporary. There is help. You can get tested. You can identify root causes of what's going on instead of just taking a pill. And then down to your heart. or forgiveness, love. Remember, don't ever let anybody have control over you. When you get angry and you stay there, when you get sad and you stay there, you let the situation or whatever's happening control you. Don't do that to yourself. It's okay to take power, and if you need help, get assistance. There's numbers, hotlines, 211, the laughter hotline. Um, there's many different avenues, and I'm available. You can feel free to message me if you need any guidance. This is Dr. Gold with
And
Dr.
Dr. Gold.
Oh, and don't forget laughter and compassion and love. So we're here to serve you. Mwah. Thank you for tuning in today. It means so much to us. And we'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day. Toodles.
Toodles.